Hey guys, Obsidian here. This is my first video, so I'm going to talk about Redstone today, and this is just a basic world. I just kind of did a bunch of stuff here. So, the first thing I want to talk about are the different kinds of uses you can use, the different kind of gates you can create, input outputs to get different effects with Redstone. And the first one I'm going to show you is just a basic on-off, or if you flip it and turns the redstone on, flip it again, turns it off. And this could be a button, it could be a pressure plate. In this case, I have a switch. It could be whatever you want. It doesn't actually require a redstone torch. You can use a redstone torch, which is what I got over there, but it doesn't actually require it. This is just basic input, output. And this is where you'd put like a piston or something. Let me show you here. Right, and then yay! Okay. So then over here, we have your inverted. Okay, so this is also called a NOT gate. So what you do is you just take your lever, put your redstone torch here, and then you have your redstone path. And then you put your output over here. And what happens is, because it's inverted, instead of it being off all the time, it's going to be on all the time until you hit the switch. And this is useful for using things like pistons, because then you can always have them out, and you could say make a trap where you put lava on this side, and pistons will block lava, they'll also block water, and then block it off so it doesn't escape. And then whenever you hit the switch, which once again could be a pressure plate, the lava comes out and starts filling whatever you got in your room or whatever. So it's a NOT gate. This is important because this is quite useful. Okay. Now also remember that redstone torches can only be flicked so fast until they burn out. Right? Just like that. Then you have to wait a bit, and then it eventually fixes itself. Alright, this next one is an OR gate. Okay, now these ones I'm not a fan of, actually, because here's how it works. You flip one, and then here's what happens. Well, I mean, I guess it could be useful, but you flip one, and it turns it on. Come over here, flip the other one, nothing happens. Okay, now this could be used to create a locking mechanism. So say you had a bunch of pistons, and I'll just kind of do this. Right, so you had a bunch of pistons in the floor and you had a big gate, right? Flip them up. Then you could put a NOT gate right there too. So you combine the two, an OR and a NOT gate, and this is actually called a NOR gate, and we're actually going to get to that next. So anyway, so you have your piston up, and then you have your NOT gate, and you flip it, and then it'll raise it instead. And then once it's raised, someone else can come over, or once you go in, you flick this other switch called the lock, and then whenever other people come, they'll go, "Hey, I can't open the door. What's going on? Do you hate me or something?" And then there you go. So yeah, there's that. What's this? Okay, so this is the same thing of an OR gate, except it has that. And this is called this is your basic extender. I'll talk about that in a second. So all these are connected to the same thing. A redstone torch can have 4 different inputs. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so this is an extender. So what you do is you take a block, put a redstone torch on top, have another block, you put your redstone, and you put this there. And what happens is, because it's extending it, this one's always on. So that means this path is on, which would then invert this. Because whenever a redstone torch gets hit with a pattern, it reverses. So because all this fancy stuff, it's going to reverse this one. Okay, and then that's always off, which would be the same as this. So that's what you want. You could then, if you wanted, because this is inverted now, and then yada yada yada, it's kind of confusing, but there you go. You got that. What the heck is this? Alright. Then coming over here, we have yourself a NOR. And what this is an OR with a NOT gate. I already kind of talked about it a little bit. As you see, it all leads to this. Remember, the simple OR gate was just this, nothing. But the NOR gate is the nothing with a redstone torch and this. That way it's always on, and this is where you can use that piston thing we were talking about. Create yourself a little door, flick a thingamabob, go inside, and then there you go. Right, it's locked. Oh no, no matter what you do, it's always on. Okay, and then yada yada yada. What's next? Okay, this is the same thing. It's just a NOR gate, but it's complex. A little more fanciness going on over here. All these are inputs to the same thing. Okay. Now, if you don't have the block here, the fourth input always has to be on a block because for some reason it just gets confused and won't work. Now, and I'm destroying everything. Alright, and then there's the output, and once again the output could be anything, could be a piston, could be another redstone torch, TNT, whatever you want. Let's go over this way. And this is an AND gate. So essentially for AND gates to work, both things have to be on or off at the same time, depending on what kind of result you want. So what you do is you take two levers and you put them to the same thing. They have this, it goes over here, and you have an inverter, well, not an inverter, an extender, but essentially inverted because of these, which would create the same output as whatever these are. So you turn one on and look, oh no, it's still off, because you need both. And this is good for you guys who build little puzzles to open doors. This is a NAND gate. It's a AND gate with a NOT gate at the back. Okay, so essentially all you do is you just don't add that. And what it does is reverse of the input. There you go. This is where we get a little complicated. So this is a XOR. And the XOR gate stands for exclusive OR. So it's an OR switch, like we talked about earlier, but it makes it so it's specifically exclusive. In other terms, when one is on, you have your output. And then when the other's on, it shuts it off. Okay? This is kind of like your basic light switch. You have one, where you have one at the end of the hall, one at the beginning of the hall. When one's on, you got that, and then you can also turn this off to turn it off, and you get the idea. This right here, I think, is a XNOR, which is a NOR gate, so it's essentially the exact same thing, but it has an inverter on the end. Okay, nope. See, the inverter is right there, so it's always on. And then, it has the, if that switch is on, it's off, and then when you put both on, it's on, and then when you put, you get the idea, you understand. I know you guys get this. And this is a pulsar. These are genius! Although, with repeaters, they're really simple to make. So a repulsor, all it does is it repeats. Look, it keeps pulsing and pulsing and pulsing and pulsing and pulsing. It's great. This is the layout. So you have to use 5 torches to do this. So you have one there, and then you do 2 redstone blocks, and you have a block, and you have your next torch. And 1, this. You can do it all with 2 or 1. It depends on how much space you want to. Yeah, you get the idea. You know. Why are you doing this? So then you get this, you get that, you do this, you do it a couple times until you have 5 in a row, and it'll just start pulsing. This is good because what it does is it repeats the redstone signal, meaning pistons will go up and down and up and down and up and down, or keep repeating the same effect. This is good if you want to do lots of stuff. I use these for everything. Oh great, it's becoming nighttime. Let's hurry up. This is also a repeater, but but it's much simpler. What's going on here? I don't know what's happening. Come on. It has to be set at the back. There you go. It has to be set at the back, or else it'll go too fast and it'll burn out the torch. And last but not least, we have this. Repeaters can actually move power downwards. Okay, so they'll you have your thing here. It goes over, powers the repeater, and when you have the angled as an open block, it'll keep moving the power down. Okay, and I like to use this system where it kind of uses these half crosses up, and it just kind of staggers the half cross, half cross, half cross, half cross, and you can keep going up. This is good if you want to build an elevator or all this other fancy stuff. Alright guys, there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed. Have yourself a good one.